celebration of democracy here in India today as important states of Assam, Kerala and Puducherry goes to polls. In a high-stakes electoral battle, voting is currently underway across Assam's 126 assembly constituencies, with nearly 2.5 crore voters set to decide the state's political future. Polling began at 7 o'clock in the morning amid tight security and elaborate arrangements, with early trends showing steady voter turnout across districts despite weather challenges in some areas. About 84.42% voter turnout has been recorded as of 5 p.m. this evening. The contest in Assam is largely bipolar, with the BJP-led NDA seeking a third consecutive term under Chief Minister Himanta Biswa Sarma, who has pitched development and continuity as key planks. Chief Minister has also promised strict action against illegal infiltration and pledged measures to detect and deport illegal Bangladeshi immigrants in the state. On the other side is the Congress-led opposition fronted by Gaurav Gogoi is pushing for change, urging voters to vote with conscience and reclaim the state after nearly a decade. Regional players like AIUDF and Jorhat also are in the fray and could play a crucial role in the closely contested seats. Over 31,000 polling stations have been set up in the state with special provisions for women, senior as well as first-time voters, highlighting the scale of this democratic exercise. As voters continue to queue up across the state, all eyes are now on the turnout patterns and key constituencies that could ultimately shape the final verdict. The results will be declared on 4th of May.
असम के लिए एक महत्वपूर्ण दिन है। असम के लोग असम के भविष्य के निर्णायक भूमिका लेने वाले व्यक्ति समाज आज आगे आए हैं और व्यक्तिगत रूप से मेरे लिए बहुत खुशनसीबी की बात है कि जब मैं पिछले लोकसभा चुनाव में वोट देने आया था तो मैं उस समय मेरी माताश्री मेरे साथ नहीं थी। उनके स्वास्थ्य के कारण वो उस समय लोकसभा में अनुपस्थित थी और आज मेरे साथ वो आज उपस्थित है। उन्होंने आशीर्वाद दिया, उनको वोट देने का अवसर भी मिला। तो ऐसे महत्वपूर्ण समय में उनकी उपस्थिति हमारे लिए बहुत मान्यता रखती है।
Good number of people coming out to vote. Weather is very good. In morning there were some rain, but now it has subsided. I think there will be good voting today, and surely people will vote for the state, vote for Assam, vote for development.
So it's basically mandate for development.
I believe that every voter will always vote for the development of his own state. That's the basic things.
Just pray to the Lord that everything goes on best. And we have worked hard. So we have worked hard. We have done his part. Now we have just come for this.
ये लोगों का प्यार और उत्साह देख के बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है और उम्मीद है कि असम की जनता वापस पापा को आशीर्वाद दे और उनको वापस मुख्यमंत्री बनाए।
Obviously hoping for the best, and I hope everything turns out well for the state and everyone votes for the good development.
I hope people of Assam will realize the real picture and will vote for development, peace and future of Assam. The future of Assam as of now is not so good, and I heard bus loads, train loads of outsiders are coming like they did in Karnataka.
All right, a record voting percentage there as far as the state of Assam is concerned at 80.42%, and that is still 5 p.m. this evening. Joining me on the show is Sandeep Pukhan, Associate Editor, The Hindu, Dr. Sujata Chaudhary, Editor, Eastern Chronicle. Thank you very much, the two of you, for taking time out. Sandeep Pukhan, usually they say higher voter turnout is bad for incumbent. At 84%, this is already higher than the total voting percentage in 2021. But it may not be the case for Assam this time, with Himanta Biswa Sarma likely to come back. At least that's what opinion polls are suggesting.
Well, actually, what you just mentioned was the traditional election knowledge that we all grew up with or learned our journalism with, that the higher the voting percentage and higher the turnout means it's a vote for change. That's quite not the case in many states. I've covered now so many elections, I've lost count, but I recall that in 2017, I was in Gujarat covering the Gujarat Assembly elections, and there again, the voting was somewhat subdued until afternoon, and then suddenly, usually, voting in places which are very hot, the earlier part sees a bigger percentage of voting, and then tapers off towards the afternoon, and again it picks up in the evening because of the sun. In the case of Assam, we've seen a steady growth today. What does it mean? Does it mean a vote for change? We really don't know. But this is a very crucial and a critical election for both sides. I'll tell you why. Because Congress has already had a history of, returning to power 3 consecutive times, from 2001 to 2016, when they eventually lost power. BJP has replaced the Congress in Assam. So since 2016, they would also want to repeat history in terms of what the Congress achieved. They would like to do that. So they formed the government in 2016, 2021. So they would want that to go. But there are several issues which both sides want to play up. The BJP played up the issue of welfare politics, and Congress campaigned what seemed very lackluster until long ago. Until not too long ago, which is December, January. They seem to have, made some sensational allegations against the chief minister. Of course, those are, under probe.
Right.
But there is also the issue of Zubin Garg. He's been he's been the biggest icon of Assam, and justice for Zubin Garg, and that may impact which way the Gen Z voters and the first-time voters vote, and that will be a crucial factor.
Absolutely. In fact, I'll pick your brains on what will these crucial factors be as far as young voters is concerned. Let me also quickly come to Dr. Sujata Chaudhary. Dr. Chaudhary, despite being a dominant force in Assam, BJP has been unable to secure a majority on its own. It's always needed partners. Could 2026 change that? Because that's exactly what Himanta Biswa Sarma is eyeing. Could you unmute yourself, ma'am?
Okay. So BJP has always done it with alliance. There's an ND alliance. This because there were many seats. BJP could not get 100% majority everywhere. So they had to form the ND alliance. So even in this election, what I feel, there won't be the number of seats, the alliance may be bigger, and the alliance may be bigger, but as far as what BJP is doing right down with all the election manifestos and everything, many people are looking forward, in case of development, many people are looking forward towards the BJP coming into power, while there are other people, like Mr. Fukan has also said that there are many other sentiments which has come, like we have the Zubin Garg sentiment, we have the Gen Z coming up, the unemployment issues also coming up. So these are the factors which might also decide on the total number of seats the BJP will be getting this time.
Sandeep Pukhan, let's talk about some of those issues. So while, BJP is banking on the promise of development, at the same time, Congress has raked up some interesting issues when it comes to, the minorities that may be feeling right now a little distant from the BJP. And remember, Kerala has about 34% Muslim population. That's number one. Number two, of course, the factor of Zubin Garg. And that's been largely talked about in last 1 year. Himanta Biswa Sarma tried doing everything he could in constituting an independent inquiry into looking as to what caused the death of, Zubin Garg. But do you believe that that would be important enough for a certain section of the Gen Z population to not vote for the BJP?
Yes, absolutely. There's little doubt. I mean, if they, in their mind, if they feel that the government has not done enough, then that will impact their voting choices. I have absolutely no doubt in my mind. See, because outside the state, you may not actually understand how big Zubin Garg was. So, but for, he's beyond just a singer. He's a singer, composer, writer, activist. So, complete maverick, a filmmaker, somebody who's sung more than 38,000 songs. So, they cannot come to terms with the fact that he had gone on an overseas tour and he drowned to his death. I mean, and in fact, it was the chief minister who at some point had said that he believes that he was murdered. Though the coroner's report in Singapore says that it was a case of drowning, but that's not something that the people of Assam are willing to believe. Also because the chief minister himself said it, in one of his Facebook live posts. So having said that, he had to then prove that why was he killed, how was he killed. So to do that, he put these people, the organizers, some of the people who accompanied Zubin, some of the musicians, these people, they were put in jail. They've been in jail since 6-7 months. But I think people are, as I said, that, once the chief minister himself said that he was murdered, they want to follow up. They want that. What is the next follow-up action?
Right.
What action have you taken? Has your government taken? So it is an important enough issue. In fact, at one point, I must tell you, I felt that it will be the only issue in election. But that was not the case because Zubin Garg's family believe that his deaths should not be politicized.
Okay.
And that is why, respecting that sentiment, no political party actually made it a big political issue or a campaign plan.
Right.
But just to give you an example very quickly, the widow of Zubin went and voted this afternoon, and she said that I am still waiting for justice. So, so it's a very, very emotive issue on the ground.
Right. So while that continues to be an important issue, Dr. Chaudhary, Zubin Garg, not just a famed singer, but a cultural icon, somebody that people of Assam, young people looked up to. Yes, in your assessment, what are the couple of 2, 3, 4 main issues that an average voter in Assam will be voting on today? What would be those contentious issues apart from Zubin Garg? If Zubin Garg, according to you, is an important issue, what would be the other issues that people will be voting for today?
Zubin Garg, actually, what Mr. Fukan has also, he is not only a youth icon, he is actually living in each and every person's heart in Assam. So when the sentiments which has been associated with Zubin is so massive, we could see it posthumously after when he died. Like people from all over the world have come just to bid him goodbye. So that was something which has created a world record even, which no one has seen it apart from Jackson. I think he's the 4th one who has witnessed such massive crowd. So Zubin is a sentiment that is putting Zubin apart. So other agendas which we have is unemployment. We have the identity politics. People say that BJP and other party, they are more focusing on identity politics. So this can be one issue, one thing. And then we have unemployability. Okay. And then the immigration politics and even the welfare schemes. So these are the various issues which I think the Gen Z is taking more into account.
So identity politics, unemployment, development, Sandeep Pukhan, among other issues that Assamese will be voting for today. But the question is, will that consolidate BJP's vote, or will that mean that they're voting against the BJP? Because if you look at the steady growth in BJP's vote share, from 2019 to 2014, as far as Lok Sabha elections is concerned, while the number of seats have remained constant, the vote share has dramatically increased. Is that pointing to consolidation of support, and what would that mean for BJP in Assam? Are we perhaps looking at a standalone win? Because as I earlier mentioned, that's what Himanta Biswa Sarma is eyeing.
Yes, you are right. The BJP, on their part, the first hurdle that they would like to cross would be to get a majority on their own. If you look at vote share, frankly, there's little to choose from between the two sides. I mean, if I recall correctly, in 2021 assembly elections, I'm going by assembly. In 2021 assembly elections, Congress secured a vote share of 29.4% or 29.67%. And BJP's vote share was about 33%. So just about, 3% difference in vote share. But if you look at this number of seats, while Congress got 29, BJP got 60. The magic figure is 64. So Mr. Himanta Biswa Sarma would first like to cross the figure of 64. And as ma'am was rightly saying, there are many issues and many challenges. He actually has to come good on those challenges. See, welfare politics has worked very well for the BJP. The scheme called Arunodaya, where 9,000 rupees is transferred to women of BPL families, that has worked very well. So that was meant to be a huge vote catcher. But then certain things have not, I mean, though the government says it's done enough to generate employment, but you also have to realize that because of the state's geography, there's less of private sector employment. And that is why a lot of people depend on public sector, government employment. And there is only that much you can do in terms of government vacancies. So creating job avenues, that's a huge challenge. Education, cost of health services, these are all huge challenges. But what the BJP talks about, and which is true, that because those things are visible, tremendous push to infrastructure and connectivity in the Northeast. So that has happened, that they are banking on welfare schemes. They're also banking on much improved law and order. So from a region known to be prone to militancy and disturbances and bomb blasts, those things have really gone down. So BJP's plank would be continuity, stability, development, whereas Congress has raised the issue of corruption. Congress has raised the issue of, as ma'am said, identity politics, polarization, targeting religious minorities. So these are issues which are also important to the people. So eventually we'll have to wait until May 4th, which are the arguments that found favor among voters. But yeah, I mean, I think both sides are making their cases pretty strong.
Absolutely, absolutely. Dr. Sujata Chaudhary, can the Congress AIUDF capitalize on the minority consolidation, consolidate the minority vote, given that has been one of the pain points for the BJP, has been criticized for in Assam? Can they really capitalize, given the kind of language that we've also seen, which hasn't really gone down well with a lot of people, including Bangladeshi Miyas, trying to find them, evict them, using bulldozers to evict some of the infiltrators. This has created some sort of fear psychosis as we speak to more Assamese on ground. With the 34% Muslim voter base as well, this is an important vote base for Assam. Do you believe Congress can capitalize on it? Is it in position to do so? Could you unmute yourself, ma'am?
Congress is capitalizing on it because this is one of the points. Infiltration. I'm sorry. Like you asked me about the.
Yes, ma'am. I did.
Please. Yeah.
Yes. So I was basically asking. Can Congress perhaps capitalize on this minority sentiment?
Yes. Yes. They are capitalizing on the minority because most of the Congress voter bank are from the minority section itself. When we see, because the Congress, they are targeting the minorities, the T tribe, as far as the report and the survey says, the T tribes and the minor areas where the Muslim population is more. So because of the CAA implementation in Assam, they were trying because of that implementation, the lot of the Muslim people are now totally in favor of Congress, because they find that is a safe zone where they can rely on their identity. They can rely on being the Muslim and live safely here. And because they feel that the BJP government, they project more on the Hindutva that I told you previously, that is the ideology out there. And to sustain in such an environment, it is a strong point for the Congress to have the minorities with them.
All right. So before I let you both go, Sandeep Pukhan, my last question to you. The politics of Assam also increasingly became personal between Himanta Biswa Sarma and Gaurav Gogoi. Is there a fair competition? We've seen, conversations on FIR. We've talked about, personal family members. This is literally as politics gets, as dirty as it gets, with wives involved on both sides. In your assessment, could that also play a role in how people vote today?
Well, I hope it doesn't. I hope people vote on more substantial issues. Yeah, so I mean, I would imagine that this has been really a very, very personal and a vicious campaign from both sides. Initially, the BJP and the chief minister himself attacked Gaurav Gogoi's wife, who's actually an environmental activist, and she's a British national, and she didn't make any secret of the fact that she did work with an international agency who had posted her in Pakistan. But then, somehow it got so convoluted that BJP supporters started telling Gaurav Gogoi calling Gaurav Gogoi as a Pakistani agent, etc. So all those, it became very, very personal at that point of time. And then just 5 days before the election, actually like 4 days before the polling, Congress came up with those sensational, all of which have been denied by the chief minister's family. But nonetheless, they made those press conferences and said that they have offshore assets and they have 3 passports. I mean, Mrs. Chief Minister has 3 passports, and they have offshore assets in Dubai.
A double or a triple nationality for that matter.
Yeah, so all of that. So, of course, Mr. Sharma said that, this is the dirty tricks department of the Congress that is after their family. But frankly, I mean, I believe that in politics, whether it is the BJP or the Congress, they should not drag the families who are not directly involved in electioneering, Why drag children and wives? And it was wrong on the part of the BJP to drag Mr. Gogoi's wife. As I said, she didn't hide the fact that she's an international. She's an environmentalist. She works with an international agency who had posted her in Pakistan before they got married. Right. And after they got married, she shifted base and she works out of New Delhi. So, I mean, it's well known in public domain. So to use that as an election plank was wrong. And I would say that to make allegations without any substantive proof is also wrong. Allegations of corruption. People talk about corruption privately, but unless you have proof, incontrovertible proof, I think this kind of mudslinging is much avoidable.
It's the reality. It's the reality we've seen, panning out in Assam over many months now. The latest, of course, is Himanta Biswa Sarma's own wife, who's also come under attack from the Congress party. And as the mudslinging,
actually, that influences the people's mind.
Right? Okay.
Yeah, it influences the people. So people should, they should judge with a pinch of salt. I mean, you should know what is the real scenario, and then you should take a decision.
Absolutely, absolutely. And we hope it doesn't influence people's mind and they vote on good causes. That's the hope here. Thank you very much, the two of you, Dr. Chaudhary as well as Sandeep Pukhan.